episode 8 of College to Corporate Insights Unplugged. Today we have very special guest with us, Mr. Ambarish Kumar, who will share his insights and experiences in the field of operations. Let's dive into this amazing discussion.
Welcome to another exciting episode of College to Corporate Insights, Season 3, Episode 8. This is the show that explores the fascinating world of innovation, creativity, and technology. I am your host, Atharva Nalavade, and today we have very special guest with us, Mr. Ambarish Kumar, who brings 23 years of invaluable experience in the fields of technical support, operations, and support delivery. Throughout his impressive career, Amrish has worked with some of the leading organizations in the tech industry, including ARCSERVE, CA Technologies, and V Customers. At these renowned companies, Mr. Amrish has consistently delivered exceptional results in optimizing support operations, driving efficiency, and ensuring seamless service delivery for clients. His expertise span across complex technical environments where he has led teams to tackle some of the most challenging support and operational issues, all while continuously evolving in the line with industry innovation. Today, Mr. Amrish is here to share his insights into how businesses can enhance their support process, improve customers' experience, and optimize their operations for growth and scalability. Whether you are a tech enthusiast, an operations leader, or simply curious about backbone of customer support, this episode is packed with actionable advice that you don't want to miss. We are very excited for this podcast as our viewer will gain valuable corporate knowledge from you, sir. Before we begin, we would like to welcome you, Mr. Amrish, to our podcast series. Thank you for joining us. How are you today?
Thanks, Atal. Thanks for having me here today. Very excited to talk to you, and hopefully I contribute something which helps students in connecting themselves to the corporate world while they are still in their learning phase.
Definitely. Sir, can we start with the questions?
Yeah, of course.
Mr. Amrish, can you share with us how your journey in technical support and operational fields began?
Yeah, so this was in the early 2000. I was still doing my college in Delhi and trying to figure out what I need to do in my career. And this was the time when internet was still picking up. You had these cyber cafes. People still
Yes.
didn't have their personal internet. And I had a lot of, I got heavily influenced at that time by Bill Gates, and Microsoft was pretty popular. And I used to do a lot of search. I used to go to these cafes and see what's happening in the real world with all the .com boom, different websites coming up. Email was still in its infancy. And I came across this course which Microsoft used to run. It was called Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer. And if you do this, you get a certificate which was pretty much signed by Bill Gates itself. So I looked into the details and I signed up for it. And I landed in the class, and I found myself surrounded by a lot of people who were actually professionals. They were system engineers working in corporate IT teams, or they were trainers in that field. So initially I felt a little underwhelmed, but then I picked up the pace. So I finished the course, and then I got in touch with some people who used to assemble computers those days. So I assembled my first computer with help of some friends, and then it was a lot of tinkering around. And then while I just completed my exams for that course, I learned that a company in Delhi was hiring for tech support folks. They had just signed up Compaq as their client. Compaq used to be a big name in personal computers at that time. So I landed up there for an interview. I made it, and that's where my journey started. So I was went through an intense 3 months training, which included a lot of technical training, plus soft skills, communication. And then I started working pretty much for Compaq, and I was supporting Compaq desktops, laptops, their home networking products. Wi-Fi was still kind of coming up. So yeah, learned a lot of technical things there, a lot of patience, empathy, uh, improved my communication quite a bit. So yeah, that's how I got into the world of tech support.
Remarkable, sir. Could you walk us through your approach to managing support delivery and ensuring services are delivered on time and within the scope?
Yeah, so at Compaq, it was a kind of a consumer support. Uh, my support delivery experience kind of kicked in when I was with CA Technologies. So with CA Technologies, it was enterprise support, right? CA was a top tier independent software vendor. So, my approach to managing support delivery kind of started at CA Technologies in a way where I oversaw a virtual team, which was spread across different geographies between North America, Europe, and India. And this role pretty much taught me the importance of structure, communication, and adaptability in
Mhm.
ensuring timely and efficient support delivery. One of the key strategies that I used was establishing clear processes and workflows. For instance, I prioritize setting measurable goals for response and resolution times, aligning them with customer expectations and business needs. And then we had regular performance reviews and real-time monitoring to make sure that whatever goals we have set for ourselves, we are able to achieve them on a consistent basis.
Mhm.
Uh, Communication and collaboration was another key element, because when you have people working across different time zones, it's not very easy versus, putting everyone together in one office and, having them to collaborate. And this was pre-COVID times, right? So, but still you had to kind of virtually connect with these people sitting
True.
at different places. And in a lot of circumstances, people had different skill sets, and to work on a customer issue, you might need to collaborate with a guy with a skill set who's,
Mm.
sitting in a different time zone. So yeah, so we had to bring in a lot of structure, a lot of collaboration, a lot of real-time evaluation and monitoring to make sure everything goes on track.
Mhm.
And also adaptability was key. So managing support delivery often means responding to unforeseen situations, like, a sudden spike in ticket volume, or you have a few critical escalations coming up. So you always need to keep the big picture in mind while
Mm.
empowering your team to continue to focus on the execution. So don't get overwhelmed because today suddenly we had too many escalations and we forget what is our, main tasks are. So making sure we balance our priorities and focus on our key goal, which is ultimately to keep our customers happy.
Perfect. Ultimately, customer satisfaction is the most important thing in the,
Of course.
yeah. Uh, when it comes to operations, what are the key metrics or KPIs that you focus on to measure success?
So metrics are a very important part of support operations, and it keeps you aware of the health of your execution. So I think it starts with setting the right KPIs
Mhm.
to measure depending on what your organization's goals are. So customer satisfaction will always be there as, one of your key KPIs. And after that, you have things like MTTR, which is measuring the mean time to resolution, how much times takes on an average to resolve issues. Then you have a response time, how quickly you need to respond once an issue comes to you. Then you do your backlog tracking, aged issues and stuff. Uh, One insight, everyone knows about KPIs and follows them through, pretty accurately these days. But one insight I have is don't get too blindsided by KPIs, right?
Mhm.
Because you keep getting customer complaints but say, hey, my KPIs look very healthy. Maybe you're not measuring them the right way, or something is wrong in the way those reports are being looked at. So we need to make sure that whatever you are seeing on the KPIs is in sync with what's happening on the ground.
Hmm.
And I think the overall goal should be to run an efficient uh, customer organization while delivering superior customer service, because uh, KPIs also have a cost. If you're delivering a customer satisfaction score of, let's say, 9 out of 10, and resolving all issues within an hour, but at what cost? Because to an organization, it's important that the efficiency is also maintained in order to run a profitable business.
Right. Sir, can you share a real world example of complex technical issue which your team solved and how your operations teams contributed to the solution?
So I think one recent example, and I'm sure everyone would remember, is the recent CrowdStrike outage we had,
Hmm.
uh, which pretty much impacted millions of machines worldwide, and we weren't spared either. So we had a significant amount of machines in our data center which were customer facing, got impacted by this. And we had a limited amount of resources who manage our cloud infra, because everything is automated there.
Hmm.
Things are deployed at scale, so you don't need too many people. But when this outage happened, CrowdStrike was yet to give like a solution which can be deployed at scale. It was like a manual process. You had to go to each cloud instance and change a few things, put the machine back up. So we thought that, waiting for that kind of solution which can be automated is going to take a lot of time, and CrowdStrike was still struggling with all the problems they had. So what we thought is that, okay, we have a manual way of, resolving the issue. So we pulled in the entire support team and we told them, look, this is the solution we have from the vendor and we want all of you to contribute.
Hmm.
So we had like a quick orientation session for 30 minutes. And just for example, instead of 10 people working to resolve that issue, we had like 100. And something which should have taken us at least days, not if weeks, to take care of all those machines, we got everything running up, and like by evening. So we started
Wow.
the work in the morning, by evening all the machines in the cloud were up and running. So I think if the learning is, if people are willing to learn and collaborate, you can get pretty much done anything pretty quickly.
Absolutely, for sure. Next question: how to ensure that the support teams are continuously learning and staying up to date with the latest technological advancement?
So I think you need an internal L&D team, a learning and development team, uh, because there are a lot of courses available on portals and stuff which you can learn, but you need a very customized learning plan which suits your engineers need, your customers need. Uh, so one of the smartest decisions I took, I think, early on in my career in this organization, is that I set up a learning team which was headed by one of my best principal engineers.
Hmm.
And but the thing is, depending on the size of organization you are, you can't afford to have a dedicated learning team. So what we did is we set up something called an adjunct faculty. So let's say you are an engineer and your day job is kind of to work on customer issues. But we say, hey, can you spare 2 hours in a week to deliver a session on, let's say SQL Server, because you are an expert in SQL. And they would be happy to do that because it helps them improve their knowledge, and at the same time sharing that with others gives them a certain level of recognition. So we have a well-oiled internal learning and development team, which is derived from the existing customer support team who contribute to the learning. And we also have something called a skill matrix for each engineer. So if you are an engineer in my org and there are 10 skill sets required for you to serve our customers, we give you a certain rating on 10 skills, all 10
Mm-hmm.
skills. And this rating is determined by you and your mentor together. So it's not like a teacher giving you scores, right? So you say that, hey, on Microsoft Exchange, I think I'm 5 on 10, set 5 on 10, but by end of the year, I want to be 7 on 10. And to go there, let's learn this.
Mm-hmm.
And we do these meetings monthly or quarterly, depending on the skill requirements, and then align courses to you. And then the same gets reviewed timely. We also have something called bite-sized learning. So, in this world of reducing attention span, you can't have someone sit in the classroom for 2 hours, give them a big
True.
lecture. So this bite-sized learning can be anything between 15 to 30 minute sessions. Uh, and there is no limit on how short. If someone has something which is just a 10 minute, but it delivers value, go ahead. So anyone in the team can volunteer for it, prepare a small document or presentation or a video, whichever way they like it, go present it to the team, get done with it. And at the end or the next day, you can throw like a small quiz and see how much people have picked up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to continue to evolve and innovate in the learning and development world. And I think the key word is to have it customized based on your needs, and just don't go by, what everyone else is doing.
Definitely. That is very insightful. Uh, Sir, how has the role of technical support evolved over the years, particularly with the rise of automation and AI?
So I think if you see 5 to 10 years back, probably 95% of customer issues used to land up to a human in front of a ticket, email, or a phone call. That has changed. It has been reducing. And I think it will continue to reduce as AI and automation, continue to advance. But as we all know, human touch is still needed. It's a significant part of the interaction between
Mhm.
two humans, because if on the other side you have a machine, probably you can have a machine in between play a bigger part. So I believe although there has been a lot of advancement in AI recently, it's still in its infancy.
Mhm.
Still, there is a lot to develop to bridge that gap. So, as an established organization, I think we need to make sure that customers are not caught in endless automation loops. Uh, so, give them the basic information, which can be like, your how to do certain steps or product documentation or things that should be easily available and accessible to the customer. For that, there should not be a need for them to, call or send an email. But beyond that, when things get complex, we need human to be involved. Uh, Plus, there is another part of AI which can be used more efficiently with on the internal side for a support organization. So you have something called a sentimental analysis and a proactive escalation, which we use. So what happens is any interaction which we have with customers through phone, emails, or anything. So you have these AI tools which can analyze that, and that can tell you that, what is the customer feeling? Is he angry about this issue, or they're happy about this transaction? And that makes you helps you decide what to do next. Should the issue be escalated to SME? Should we speak to a manager? Should I get the account manager involved? Things like that. And AI can also help you prioritize your workload, going through, hundreds of issues, like which issues to be handled first.
Mhm.
Uh, so I see today AI as a tool that complements your support staff as a better utilization, rather than, sending all customer issues to AI and hoping that it will be fixed. And so yeah, I think using the right combination of available AI and automation tools, and putting your human beings together would be the right team to handle customers in the modern world.
Definitely. Sir, what is your take on increasing reliance on self-service platforms, and how do you see them complementing traditional support channel?
Yeah, so it's kind of pretty much aligns to what we spoke just now. So I think self-service will continue to get better as AI continues to improve, and its share of handling customer issues and situations will uh, go, keep going up.
Mm-hmm.
And a great customer service organization, in my opinion, will have a very advanced level of self-service options, which will complement a very talented support team.
Wow. Sir, for business which are looking into improving their support delivery, which initial steps should be they focused on so they can build a solid foundation?
Yeah. So I think from the get-go, it's very important to set your goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you don't want customers to call you to get simple information on your products or how to do this, how to do that. All that information should be available online. And if you do this at the very beginning, that will avoid you to, like drain your resources on support. So while
Mm-hmm.
you're still working on your product, your services, in parallel, keep working on your documentation, providing or your knowledge base and such stuff, and make them accessible, make them online, make them searchable. And when it comes to like customers starting to reach your support team, I think the response time has to be reasonable. No one likes to be wait forever, even on a support ticket or a phone call. And there has to be excellent coordination between support engineering, product management, where they need to coordinate with each other to get answers to customer questions or help resolving customer issues. Uh, Investing in training is very much needed, whether it's technical or soft skills. Also, one important thing I feel is that you need to use customer support as a leverage.
Mm-hmm.
So your average customer or tech support person speaks to more customers on a daily basis than anybody else in your organization, even sales, right?
Yeah.
So when they are speaking to so many customers on a daily basis, beyond resolving the problems, they're getting a lot of feedback about your product, about your services, uh, because there are times when you're not doing anything, right? You're looking at customer's computer, you have executed a patch, it's doing a reboot, or it's just waiting on some process to execute. You have some time in between, you're doing chit chat, and you get a lot of formal and informal feedback. So there should be a way to, channel all that in a formal way so that it reaches the product management, it reaches engineering, it reaches your executives where they get some insight on it, and develop better products and services for their customers.
True. So, what are the most common mistakes organizations make in technical support and operations that they can easily avoid?
So I think a lot of medium or big organizations have like too much belief in KPIs that, my KPIs are looking good, so everything should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of cases, it's not, and we touched upon this, I think, little early.
Yes.
So it's it's very important to know that whatever your KPIs are showing, it matches with what your customers are telling you or what your engineers are telling you. Uh, and I think one pitfall to avoid would be ignoring customer feedback, right?
Hmm.
So we all collect customer feedback, but what do you do with it?
Hmm.
Does someone go and look at it? Does someone follow up with the customer to get more details? Are there trends in the customer feedback which were pointing towards, like, say, a flaw in your product or service? And over relying on technology without training the team, thinking that
Mm-hmm.
your self-service tools or your chatbot will take care of all your issues, and even if your engineers are not well trained, it's okay. That's not okay. And poor collaboration between your uh, customer service, engineering, and product teams. That's something we must avoid. And as innovative organizations keep building new processes to help customers, I think they should always keep scalability in mind. So if you're building something today which you think will help customers when you have 100 tickets? Will the system will be able to scale when you have 1,000 tickets? Because if you're a new company, you are growing, all your tools and systems need to grow to that level. And while it grows, it should still give you the same efficiency, and the error should be within the margin which you have anticipated. So scalability is very important, I guess.
Right. Finally, Mr. Amrish, if there was one piece of advice you could give to someone starting their career in technical support and operations, what it would be?
So I'll give you a few. But
Definitely.
one piece I think if I had to give is like customer support is a team sport, right? It's not individual, is what I see. So collaboration is very important. So learn that skill. You should be a great communicator. Being patient, being empathetic, having the customer first approach is very, very important. And on a daily basis, you interact with different kind of folks, right? Folks who need your help to fix some things. Folks you'll find, although need your help, they need a lot. They know a lot more about you on that subject. And there'll be folks who think they know more than you about certain subjects. So interacting with these kind of different kind of people, makes you a master at people management. And you need people management skills to handle both sides of the spectrum, customers on one side, and as you grow in your career, you move into leadership or management roles, managing your team, managing your people. So people management is very important. And I think a few years in customer support will prime you for a further career in engineering, product management, sales, pre-sales, pretty much anywhere you want to go. And I have a lot of live examples in my team where folks have worked in customer support for a few years, and then they have moved towards different branches and have been doing great in their new roles in the other departments.
Wow.
So, yeah, I think that's how I would like to sum it up.
That brings us to the end of the podcast. Mr. Amrish, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast today. Your insights into technical support, operations, and delivery support have been invaluable. I'm sure listeners are walking away with a lot of actionable knowledge. Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to share your expertise with us. We truly appreciate and hope to have you back on the show sometime soon. Wishing you all the best for your journey as you navigate the exciting world of technical support, operations, and support delivery. May you find inspiration in every challenge and continue to grow both professionally and personally. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, Athav. Happy to talk to you guys today. And I hope whatever we have spoken has, it gives some learning and a bit of a practical knowledge to your students. Thanks a lot.
Definitely.
Thank you for joining us for episode 8. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. You can find us on Spotify as well. So connect with us on social media for exciting content. We are looking forward to seeing you in episode 9.